I was able to play the CBT number 2, the closed beta test for the infantry mode, last night, and I was able to get a glimpse of what this game is all about, how it feels, how it plays, and this is the highlights of that. I was able to take down a few people in the infantry mode and drive around in the BMP-3, T-90A, and even fly a helicopter to get a few kills. So let's take a quick look and see how it went down. This is a tank squad member next to me in an Abrams. I was kind of curious to see exactly how the tank gameplay is going to play out, like if you're able to get into the tank, you know, maybe like shooting like the machine gun or anything like that, but no, you can't do that. Visually the game looks pretty cool. Everything is quite cinematic. I would say even in some ways better than in War Thunder itself. But overall the visuals are pretty nice. Here I'm just trying to stay next to my buddy here in the tank and see if I can give him some cover in case somebody decides to approach him. This is me just coming up close trying to see if I can get into his tank, but I can't. And there go the FPV drones. Something that we don't have in the game in War Thunder itself. This is me just shooting at the BMP just to see if I can do any damage to him, if I can set off the smokes. I got some damage done, but I got killed. There I see some enemy movement. There's a guy next to the left. Oh, that's my teammate actually. But I was able to get a kill on that one. And then now somebody was shooting at me in the back. Got the kill. And then I got killed. This is the BMP-3. And it plays just like a real BMP-3 in the game that we know. We have infantry actually. Like I have something in the front here. It was kind of funny to play this and feel so comfortable in a tank when this is a totally different mode for it, you know. But it played just like a real BMP-3. Same buttons, same controls. There I can see some I can see some infantry coming in. There I shot him with a machine gun. Looks like a Bradley there. So I got a kill on that, that's beautiful. Somebody in the window. I fired off an anti-tank weapon, but it doesn't penetrate the wall, so not very realistic, unfortunately, but something different. And then I got killed by the infantry. Which is very difficult to survive, right? Like trying to find tanks is one thing, but when you have infantry hiding inside the buildings and they have all the weapons and all the tools they need to kill you, makes it very difficult. This is a T-90 tank. I'm just shooting my machine gun at the helicopter just like I would do in War Thunder. Trying to get a couple of hits on him. Looks like he's already going down. Somebody took him down. There's another one. Got a couple of hits, but nothing substantial. Now I'm just gonna drive through and see if I can engage whatever's in front of me. Oh, yeah, over here. That was a living guy or not. Looks like somebody on the left here. Another FPV drone. Headshot. Beautiful. Some big explosions trying to take the second floor. Oh, I see some movement over there. Looks like a person. Definitely a person. But for some reason my shots are not hitting the target. I don't know why. Maybe that's part of the game. This is where I was able to come across enemy tanks, but I couldn't really do anything to them. I don't know how to fire off. I don't know if I have even like a grenade launcher or anything like that. This is me realizing that I actually have drone capabilities. And looks like I got killed by my teammate. That was friendly fire. This is me trying the drone in the next respawn. Trying to get an idea of what it looks like, how it operates. I gotta say that the view from the drone is very cool, kind of better than what we have in the game right now. It's much more detailed and it kind of looks realistic, you know? Like, it's pretty cool. I don't know why it was spinning so fast, why it was going all over the place. But then once you stabilize yourself, there's like a hover mode. You just kind of keep it in the same spot and then you can do some scouting. There I see some infantry. I'm not sure if I was actually pinpointing them on the map. I couldn't really tell. That's something that they need to improve on, because I can see the targets and I'm pressing the buttons, but I don't know if I'm actually getting them spotted. But they do show up on the map, so I guess I'm doing something, but there's no notification to let you know. There's a Bradley coming in down the main street. One thing I didn't like about this infantry mode is that the tanks get FPV droned like so fast. Like, you don't even have time to really enjoy playing the tanks. It's basically like as soon as you show up that somebody has an FPV drone, and down you go, you know? So you don't really get to enjoy it very much. So if they're gonna introduce that into the game, I think that they need some improvements. And here's my ambush here on some enemies, but for some reason I wasn't hitting anything. I got a couple of hits, but nothing substantial. There's another one. And I'm aiming too, so I don't know where the shots are going. I think my teammates already took him down. Enemy helicopters in the sky. I must say that it did feel very different. You know, it was kind of refreshing to have this mode. Now, usually I'm not into these kinds of games. I'm not a Battlefield or Call of Duty type of player. Look at this shot here. The helicopter nearly takes out my drone. But it still kind of felt familiar because it looks like War Thunder in many ways with the tank gameplay. But the infantry stuff, nice. with the infantry stuff, it was just something different that we normally don't do in the game, right? So in that regard, I would say it's kind of nice to play this once in a while if you really don't feel like grinding something or maybe playing an event. You just kind of want to spend a few moments just shooting stuff around and just kind of run around, do different things. There goes the Abrams, pops the smoke. Okay, this is me in the BMP-3 again. So, there's a Abrams, nice, with an anti-tank missile, straight through. So if you are coming in just to kind of play around on this mode, that's fine. But I don't think this is going to really replace the War Thunder game that we know of, because the feel is completely different. It doesn't feel like War Thunder with infantry, it feels like infantry all by itself, with some War Thunder elements to it, not the other way around, if you know what I'm saying. So I'm not really worried about this becoming like the spotlight or the new focus of the game, unless they really improve it quite a bit. I shot that guy in the head and I didn't get any of those points, and I got killed for no reason. Oh. Yeah, I'm not very good at this stuff. FPS is not my thing, so... Tanks, that I'm good with. Looks like we have a tank over here. Looks like Abrams. Got the critical. Beautiful. So these moments are the best moments, is that when you can bring a tank in and then just kind of fight the infantry in kind of really heavy urban combat like this. It is kind of fun, I gotta say. But it takes a lot of points to get a tank. Like, look at this. This is fun, right? Like, I got infantry running around straight in front of me. Then I have some kind of tank in the cover here. So that's the fun part. But it takes so many points for you to get tanks and to get helicopters that you kind of have to run around shooting stuff as an infantryman before you do that. So if they could make it like so you can bring stuff in right away, I think it would be a lot more fun. Because otherwise you have to do this. Kind of run around and shoot stuff. I didn't like this weapon. This weapon was like all over. But I did get a kill though. My gun is just jumping all over the place. It's very inaccurate. Oh, ran out of ammo. I think that's a bot too. Again, you can capture zones, just like you can in War Thunder. And then you can go around and capture more zones, get some points, which is what I did because I really wanted to fly a helicopter. I wanted to see what it feels like. There's the enemy tank, T-90. I wanted to try to throw a grenade to see if it does any damage. Turns out it doesn't. Oh, there's a couple of guys here. Nice. They look like they were bots too, which I'm okay with. And this is helicopter play, so now I can see two tanks down on the main street. I already have a couple of Hellfires on the way. You can see that T-90 has an arena protection system, I am assuming, because my Hellfire did not do any contact. But the BMP on the other hand, direct hit, beautiful. Here comes another one. And you can tell he was kind of looking around to see exactly who's laser range finding him. We have Me-35 flying around. I do have anti-air missiles. There it goes. Got the contact. You don't have a third-person view of the helicopter, so you have to do everything kind of from first-person cockpit view. And this was kind of funny. I was trying to machine gun the soldier on the roof. I had one Hellfire left. And Hellfire is 3, 2, 1. Boop. Nothing. He completely survived. No damage whatsoever. And then I ran out of ATGMs, so I was coming back to the airfield, trying to put myself down. After a couple of tries here, I was able to land. And once you land, you basically get repaired and rearmed, just like you have in real game. Alright, we have another Me-35 coming in. So the helicopter play is very similar to what we have in the game. It's pretty much exactly the same. Except in this view, I have a Hellfire on the way, by the way. In this view, you kind of have to be watching the target this way, and you can see that there's a crosshair. Okay, I got the hit on him. That's beautiful. And then you see, you kind of have to know how the mechanics work for helicopters to kind of know what you're doing, because if you don't know how helicopters work in War Thunder, then you would be having a lot of trouble trying to fly this thing. But I got one more target there and two hits on tanks. Beautiful. So my impressions, it was fun. It's something different, something fresh, something that you can kind of do to play around with. But would this replace the game? I highly doubt it. Even if they improve it quite a bit in terms of visuals and gameplay, I don't think this mode is really going to change War Thunder itself. But I also feel like they may have spent a little bit too much effort in on this mode, unless they have some special plans for the future. But at this point, the way it played for me this time, it seems like it's just an extra mode, something different for us to try and play with. But still, we're gonna play War Thunder just the same. Anyways, thanks for watching. See you later.